So last week was a really big week for me. I had a lot of things. I've been building up a lot of momentum for my small businesses, and last week, for the first time, I've started to see like the fruits of my labor, for lack of better words. And the way my mind works is like I accomplish one thing, then I'm immediately on to the next, and I don't allow myself an opportunity to sit in how far I've come. And so I was in the car and I was driving and I was just thinking about my consulting business, and I was thinking about time zones because I have a client in Australia. And then it hit me, my business is international. Like, I bagged my first international client. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is huge. And not only is it my first international client, but it's my first four-figure contract. Like, and I've done hourly work. Like, I talk about being on Upwork a lot. But I've also been trying to branch away from those platforms and a build a network outside of that. Um, so yeah, I got my first four-figure contract and my first international client last week. And again, I didn't really like it didn't hit me until it hit me. And so I decided that I wanted to make sure that I keep track of all of the things that are happening, like in my business, in my personal life, because I think it's so easy to feel like things aren't moving along, or wow, like I haven't done anything, when in reality, you've done a lot. So I went to Michael's because I am a pretty creative person. I love to like do hands-on crafts, and I will tell you, it's not perfect, but I went to Michael's and I made myself what I like to call a milestone jar. You can call it whatever you need. But I just got some tulle, a mason jar, and I cut a hole in the top and got some ribbon around it. I did have to use some hot glue to keep it together, but yeah. So I went through and I sat down when I came home that evening, and I wrote out on sticky notes like just all of the small wins, or like all of the accomplishments that I've had in each of my businesses. And I haven't finished, obviously, but it's nice to just sit back and take a moment and think about how far you've come. And this is a visual reminder. You know, some folks are visual, some people are kinesthetic, um, auditory, all of those different ways that people learn or receive information. But for me, seeing that wherever I decide to place it in my house, and it'll likely go in my office, it's just a constant reminder of how far I've come. And of course, I'm going to still continue to work towards growing my business and scaling. And I'm thinking about hiring now and things like that. But I'm proud of myself. I am proud of the things that I've accomplished. And yeah, I needed to find a way to visualize that. So if you are someone who like kind of gets lost in the sauce of everyday life and you find it easy to forget how far you've come, try it. You might come up with something that's better than mine, but yeah, it's my little milestone jar.